You ever struggle with your vegetables sometimes? Maybe pests eating them up. Maybe they're just not producing like you really want them to. It's alright. Let me help you out. Because eventually, everybody's going to need somebody to help them. Which brings me to my point, companion planting. Check it out. Companion planting is nothing more than one plant helping the other plant. Sometimes it could be mutual, where both plants are helping each other. Sometimes it's a one-way trade. One plant is helping the other plant. But long story long, two different species of plants, one helping the other to be its best. So you essentially got kind of three different categories of companion planting. You got cover crops, crops that will provide shade for crops that are more drought intolerant. So your cover crops not only just simply provide shade to plants that are drought intolerant, but they can also provide a support structure, kind of like corn does to beans in the Three Sisters method, in which the beans can climb up the corn and use it as like a makeshift trellis. But you'd also could have some crops like maybe cucumbers or squash that could perhaps grow on the ground and kind of crawl around the ground to reduce weeds and keep, weeds and other bugs, and kind of almost make like a makeshift mulch as well. So those are just kind of different ways that cover crops can become a companion or help other plants. Some crops will provide natural pest repellents. So such as these babies right here, like my different mints, my different plants in the mint family. A lot of times these mints, even basils, will provide kind of a pest deterrent. There's my lemon balm, which is part of the mint family. My chocolate mint, their spearmint, man, that just took over. That's like growing wild. And then I have some apple mint. Yeah, I said it right, apple mint. It smells wonderful too right there. Like I was saying, my plants that are in the mint family, they have a tendency to help out plants that are prone to pest and disease. Plants like tomatoes and squash. Another category of companion planting is that of enhancers or fixers. These are plants that will enhance other plants either by increasing their nutrient uptake. They can also amend or fix the soil, right? So beans are kind of known as nitrogen fixers. They're really good at adding nitrogen to the soil. So if you have a plant that's a heavy nitrogen feeder, those plants seem to do well planted in the same area near or even in succession with plants like beans. So like tomatoes do great either planted with beans or planted in the soil where beans have previously been planted, which is really more of a crop rotation, but along the lines of companion planting, because the beans and the legumes are helping out the tomatoes. So right now I got my strawberry patch, and I want to do some companion planting to kind of help keep the pests off the strawberries, because we really like strawberries and we really want to have a good strawberry yield. So let me show you what I got going on and what I'm going to do to kind of combat some of the pest and known problems. Because what I've found doing my research is that strawberries have a tendency to fall victim to different types of fungal infections or fungal blight or whatever, primarily on their leaves. You'll see them like sometimes turning burnt on the edges or little red spots, or you may even see your leaves turn completely red. And there's usually signs of some type of fungi spreading. And as well as they're also prone to pests like slugs, weevils, and other, just pests that'll wreak havoc on your strawberries. So with that being said, as we're talking about companion planting, I want to talk about specifically what plants can help my strawberries be the best that they can be. So as I'm getting these garlic cloves ready to be planted into my strawberry box, I'm also going to plant some chives as well. One of the things to point out is that it has a natural pesticide properties. It has a odor that will help protect the strawberries from things like
aphids and spider mite. Not only that, it also has really great antifungal properties that will keep the strawberries from different types of mold and wilt. And as I said before, strawberries are prone to fungal attacks. So when you put it in close proximity, it releases these compounds that kind of inhibit the growth of these fungal pathogens. So again, making garlic the excellent companion plant, in which one of the primary reasons why I'm going to plant garlic cloves and garlic chives around the box and actually in the box with the strawberries. So right here in this clip, I'm essentially just taking some store-bought garlic and propagating it. I'm gonna do some water propagations as well as some uh, propagations in the soil into my strawberry box. And the reason being is garlic is a great companion planting for strawberries. It can enhance the flavor of the strawberries when it's planted in the same bed, and it's primarily because it releases these sulfur compounds that infuse into the soil, and it really helps out with the taste of the strawberries. It also improves the soil health as it has a natural soil conditioning properties and essentially just increase the fertility and natural microbes in your soil. Again, making it a perfect companion plant for the strawberries.
Marigolds are supposed to be a really good companion plant in that they deter pests and kind of repel pests away. And with these marigolds, they're going to be placed in these pots around it, and they're going to be great pollinators, and also they're going to repel pests.
In addition to being great pollinators, marigolds contain compounds that help prevent certain soil-based diseases such as wilt from infecting the strawberries. The roots of these marigolds release these compounds in the soils, which basically stop the growth of these pathogens.
This one here, I also have sage going on right there. So I have marigolds, I'm gonna have some sage, but also sage along with basil. They work great to repel pests away. So I'm gonna put those herbs around.
Oh, best